of not worrying about what people think and not worrying about what they're going to say and just being yourself.
Hey guys, welcome to another Marketing for Dentists interview. We're all about marketing and exposure for those dentists who aspire for more. I am here with Dr. Sara Baraka. Thank you very much for coming on, Sara.
Hello.
Just introduce to us yourself to us a little bit, Sara. Who are you? What do you do?
So my name's Sara. I am a dentist. I have a massive obsession / passion for skincare and facial aesthetics. I practice practice dentistry half the time and then half the time doing skincare and aesthetics in various practices based in Surrey and Hampshire. And yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Good. Okay, so you're a dentist, and obviously you do a lot with skincare as well. Is this what you've always wanted to do when you were a child? Is that what you always wanted to do?
So this is going to sound really cliche, but yeah, no, ever since I was, I say 9 years old, I wanted to be a dentist. I had a really big gap between my two front teeth, and yeah, like as a child, I was really kind of self-conscious about it, and it was something that really kind of affected my confidence. And I kind of went and saw lots of different dentists, and they all kind of obviously gave me lots of different options as a child. And I kind of went through that journey and seeing kind of the change in my smile and just the kind of improvement in my confidence just with so little done, that really kind of sparked my interest. And yeah, ever since then that's all kind of like what I wanted to do. And in terms of skincare, again, I went through like a skincare journey myself. So for so long, I was kind of using lots of different products, and I never really found any that would kind of suit my skin. And I kind of had a lot of problems with my skin. So I suffered from acne and pigmentation, and all the products I was using, I was never really getting a kind of the result that I wanted. And I was always thinking, why is that? Because I was very diligent with my skincare, to a point where it was an obsession. But yeah, I never found, the results that I wanted, and never quite understood why I wasn't getting the results. So after I graduated from dentistry, I then went on a skincare course. This was about 5 years ago, and came away with like lots and lots of knowledge about it. And it really blew me away as to all the stuff that I learned. And it made sense as to why there's so many kind of skincare concerns and problems out there. And yeah, that's kind of how the passion kind of grew in terms of skincare. And yeah.
Good, because it sounds like you've almost come into these things from a place of you've had the problem yourself.
Yeah,
So therefore,
definitely.
you've kind of overcome it, and now you're helping other people. And how do you feel like that helps you when you're dealing with patients? The fact that you've actually had these problems yourself, overcome, and now you're helping other people.
Definitely. Yeah. I think it's I think when you go through an experience yourself, and you're able to kind of go through it and know what to expect, know kind of what the journey entails, any side effects and things. I think it really it kind of also makes you kind of prepared, but makes you also, I guess, empathetic and appreciate the journey a little bit more, and know that what that other person will also be going through, not necessarily similar to what you might go through, but it kind of allows you to kind of put yourself in their shoes maybe a little bit, and appreciate that a bit more. And I think as well, it makes you a little bit more relatable as well. Not just when I'm talking to, for example, my clients and stuff. I think they don't just see me then as a dentist. They kind of see me as someone that's also been through that experience as well. And yeah, no, I think it really helps.
Yeah, brilliant. And obviously, I would say, looking at your social media, I would say you're one of the dentists that's really kind of doing more than just the bare minimum, in a sense that you're you're doing your work in your practice, but then you're also going out there, you're reaching out to people on social media, you're educating people about the different things that you do and that sort of thing. How did that come about, where you decided, I'm not just going to be the dentist that's going to sit in a practice and, you know, work on teeth, but I'm going to go out there and reach out to people? How did that come about?
So I'd say before the lockdown, my Instagram page, I didn't really use it that much. I kind of would post here, there, maybe a couple of times a month if you guys are lucky. But yeah, I didn't use it that much because, you know, I'll be honest, a lot of it was fear. I kind of was a little bit hesitant and reluctant to post anything really because, you know, I'd worry, you know, what people might think or what people might say. So I wouldn't say I'm a shy person, but I kind of tended to shy away from posting anything on social media just because of, you know, the worry kind of factor and the fear. And when we got into the lockdown, where obviously we had, you know, so much time on our hands, and I kind of thought to myself, you know, this is something I'm really passionate about. So why not? You know, I have nothing to lose. At the end of the day, it's something I enjoy, and if I can reach out to people and, you know, share some, you know, words of wisdom, or, you know, share some tips, things like that, and, you know, be able to kind of educate people on something I really, really find, you know, very enjoyable, then, you know, if it doesn't work out, it's a fluke, I guess. Well, you know, on to the next. And if it does work out, great. I think when you put the fear aside, you know, not worry about what other people think or say, and just be yourself, you know, show your personality, and don't be afraid to be, you know, show a little quirky side to you, and having, I guess, maybe not have so high expectations either. And I think that's kind of what helped me, just to kind of, because at the end of the day, I really enjoy it, and it's not something I think of as, oh, it's a chore, I have to post again or do. It's something I really, really enjoy, and I don't see it as something like, oh God, I've got to do this, got to do this. So I think that really helps, that if you find something you're really passionate about, it's so easy to do it. You don't even think about it. So and I enjoy, you know, getting messages off, you know, my clients, and helping them out, and, you know, helping new people that kind of come across and see my page and ask me questions. It's something I really enjoy. So yeah, it's great.
Okay, because the thing is that you talk about fear, but when I look at, let's say, some of the videos that you post on Instagram, and that, fear is not the thing that I would put next to it. Because for me, what I see there is a lot of confidence, a lot of, I know who I am, and, you know, I'm doing this, and it almost looks like you've been doing it for years and years and years. Even like when you say you just started doing it mainly since lockdown, it's like,
Yeah.
it looks like you've been doing it way longer than that.
Yeah.
You know, and because, so would you say the confidence came through just that conversation that you had with yourself, or has it kind of built over time? Or
I think, you know, there's definitely an element of, so my sister, she's a dentist, and she was a very big encouragement for me. She's really big into Instagram and things like that. And I guess seeing a lot of her posts and things, that kind of gave me, you know, a little bit of inspiration. And also my friends, they were very much a really good encouragement for me, just to do it and not to kind of worry, because I'm not naturally someone who would tend to kind of shy away from things. I like a challenge at the end of the day. But I guess in terms of the fear aspect, it was just kind of worrying how people would take it, I guess. Because at the end of the day, you know, I'm a dentist, and there's obviously professionalism and all that. I didn't want to kind of do something to kind of, I guess, take away from that. But yeah, at the end of the day, just being yourself, I think, is a really important thing on Instagram, and not being afraid to just do it. Because if you don't, you never will. So yeah.
And obviously you talk about fear. So do you feel like now that you've been doing it a while, have any of these fears actually come to pass that you had before you started?
I definitely think when you kind of look back as well, so I remember the first video I did, I don't even think I had the right aspect ratio. I think it was all over the place. It's a learning curve for me. So I remember, I think I actually messaged you. I was like, why is my head being cropped off all these videos? I just had no idea. I was, none the wiser at all. So I kind of doing each of the different videos, and I guess looking back and seeing the kind of progression and seeing how I've kind of learned little tips and tricks and things like that, it's kind of nice then. And I think also when I look back at my first video to how I then did one of my recent videos, and seeing there's a confidence boost definitely from how I first did my first video to one of the more recent ones. So yeah, I definitely think the fear aspect is pretty much gone now, just because now I kind of I guess I don't really, obviously there's going to be a time where you think, oh, is this going to appeal to certain people? And but I kind of learned to kind of not worry about, and then not worry about it, but also think that there's going to be people that you don't necessarily please at the end of the day. That you're not there to please everyone, and there's going to be people that like your stuff, people that don't like it, people that probably laugh at it, but hey, if I can get a laugh out of it, that's great. So yeah, I think just knowing that so long as you know yourself, and so long as you know the people that you want to target and the people that you want to educate and kind of show your passion towards, I think that's the most important thing, and not worrying about what other people are going to think. I think that's a really important thing.
Yeah, because what I'm getting from that is almost like what you said in your first point about, looking at your sister and looking at these other people. I guess it's trying to get inspiration from people who are actually doing it, instead of about thinking about the critics who are probably have never done it and will never do it. Thinking about the people who are doing it and getting inspiration, obviously not comparing yourself to them, but just getting inspiration from them. And also, and I guess probably like you're saying, talking to the people who are doing it and getting encouragement from them and that sort of thing, and not worrying too much. And I guess it's also just, sometimes it's just about taking the plunge and, thinking, yes, I've got all of these fears, but despite of them, I'm still going to do it. Exactly. And see what's happened. And what are some of the benefits that you've found from now that you're actually doing it as a dentist? What are some of the benefits that you've seen?
Benefits wise, I guess, well, the more kind of the more I'm guessing I'm posting, the more I'm increasing my confidence, and I guess the more I post as well, it's kind of refining my knowledge on things as well. I guess it's kind of like a little revision every time I post about certain things. It's a good way to kind of refine and your knowledge, and I guess see, it's almost like a story, if you will. So like if you have a patient journey who's gone through a skincare regime, kind of seeing that before and after, it's really nice to kind of see the change in their skin and obviously the journey they've gone through. So, but from like the benefits for my clients, it's obviously it's a no-brainer in that a lot of them going through that journey, it's been a game changer for them in terms of their improvement of their confidence, their self-esteem, and just being able to go out and not necessarily be dependent on wearing makeup, going out and basically embracing, their skin and not being afraid to kind of be so reliant on makeup. And yeah, I think that's kind of I'd say the main benefits in it. So
yeah, okay. And also, so obviously you've been doing it a while now, and you've used a lot of the fact that you've been there before and that sort of thing. So what would you say to someone that was different, who would say, oh yeah, but it's you, and let's say you say you're young, you're a dentist, you've actually got face for TV and that sort of thing. What would you say? And if that person was, let's say they were a 50-something-year-old male dentist who believes they've got a face for radio, what would you say? How would they then still be able to leverage social media? So this is me testing you a bit, but yeah.
Like George Clooney, you never know. Yeah. But no, I think so long as you are very passionate about something, I think that's all that matters. So long as you can show that you really are enthusiastic about something, you love, preach. What's the saying? Practice what you preach. So I think so long as you show that your enthusiasm, your love for it, then that's all you need at the end of the day. Yeah, I think that's all you need, really. And it doesn't really matter in terms of appearance, in terms of where you come from, in terms of anything. I think so long as you can show you've got a real kind of love for what you're doing, that's all that matters. And I think also people like that, seeing someone who's enthusiastic. I think if you kind of looked as though you were bored or you didn't find it enjoyable, or it's the same like when you go to a lecture. I think when you go to a lecture and you listen to someone, and if they're just reading off the slide, or if they don't show any enthusiasm whatsoever about their subject, it's so boring, and you switch off. But I think one thing, I think a smile goes a long way, and I think a smile with teeth as well, show your teeth, and just being enthusiastic about whatever it is that you want to kind of talk about or show or display, or
Okay. And if we go to a bit of the practical, so what were some first steps for you? So you're thinking, okay, I want to reach more people, I've got a bit more time, and there's this thing called social media. So what were kind of some first steps that you started taking in being able to get out there more and get a bit more exposure for what you do?
I think kind of when I look back at my Instagram, it was very confused. I had kind of a lot of things on there, I dabbled in a little bit of Invisalign and then facial aesthetics, and it was kind of, and to be honest, I still do. When I look back at the old posts, there is still a little bit there, because at the end of the day, I'm a dentist. So I think looking at the Instagram page to start off with, and kind of doing a little bit of planning as to what it is I'm trying to do, whether it be like a video or post or anything, what am I trying to do at the end of the day? Because you have to have an aim at the end of the day. Yeah, I think posting willy-nilly, it's good, it's fun or whatever, but I think so long as you have kind of an aim behind yours, I think that helps as well. I think I started with one video first of all, which took a lot of takes. A lot. So many, I can't even remember how long I spent doing that first video, and I think from then I kind of wanted to see whether it was how people related to it, whether they found it beneficial or not. And I think I posted something like, let me know if you enjoyed it, any feedback, or do you have any questions? And I think that kind of started it, really. And then when I realized how clueless I was in terms of doing like videos, or in terms of like marketing per se, things like that, I came across your Instagram page. So, and I think it was through a mutual friend that we both knew. And I just clicked on your Instagram page and I saw, the things that you did. And I was like, oh, this guy seems, he seems sound. I'll contact Chiko and see what he's all about. So, I think I messaged you and just kind of said, help. And just, I guess I just wanted kind of tips to see what I could do in terms of, marketing and things like that. Because I have the foggiest when it comes to things like that. At the time, I didn't even have a Facebook page. I don't actually think I do. I think I just have like a page within a page, if that makes sense. So Chiko really helped me just going through everything in terms of like the basics, step by step, And yeah, it was really, really beneficial going through it with Chiko. I definitely recommend his services. So yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for that. And also, like, one of the things that we talked about early on was your ideal patient. We started to kind of define them and describe them. Do you think that's helped you, like, even in creating content, having a bit better understanding of who your ideal patient is?
I definitely think so, yeah, because like I was saying before, you're not going to kind of appeal to the masses. You're never going to, you're never going to get everybody loving your stuff or everybody kind of relating to your stuff or finding it beneficial. So I think if you kind of sit down and do a little bit of research as to who it is you want to try and target or appeal to, it really, really does help. And I think having that kind of almost image in your mind as to how you imagine that person to be, almost building a person, building a kind of character in your mind, and that's one of the things that really help.
Brilliant. And also, because one thing that you probably more so than even I am with social media is you're very consistent in terms of your posts and that sort. How do you like plan your content and create it so that you're able to be as consistent as you are?
I think for me, so what I've done is I've kind of had a look at other Instagram pages that are quite similar, because I think I'm not afraid to say other people out there that are obviously very, very kind of into the Instagram. I think you can really learn a lot from them, and seeing how they kind of how they post. Not saying I steal their content, that sounds really bad.
There's nothing original. There's nothing. We all learn everything from someone.
Exactly, yeah. But yeah, I think you really kind of learn from other people and how they do things. And then I just plan it really, because I'm very much like, I like doing to-do lists. So I try and plan, like, in the week I'm going to go through certain topics, and try and aim to kind of do, whether it be a video or a reel or something like that to post, because I think that's really quite fun to do, and trying to mix it up a little bit as well, showing things that I do in terms of with my clients, client journeys, and then going through like educational stuff as well, so kind of teaching people about certain skin related issues and things, and how different skincare products will help, because a lot of people they're not, before I went on the course, I wasn't aware of what certain things did to our skin, and I think it's very rare that you kind of go and do research on certain things if if you're if you're not really enthusiastic about it, you don't really you just go in and just think, oh, I'll get this cream or I'll get this, or and I think it's social media is great for that, because it's such a good learning tool. You just go and you find so many different things out. So yeah, trying to mix it up in terms of educational, doing kind of like videos, reels, that kind of thing, patient journeys, testimonials, and then also doing fun things as well. So like, so I'm a real teaaholic. I really like my tea. So I think yesterday I posted a picture with the different types of different strengths of tea that you can have. And then I just put like a question like, what's your favorite tea, or just something like that it's kind of lighthearted, it's fun, just something different, because again, I think that makes it makes it a little bit more fun, but also relatable in a way. It shows that I'm human, because I am at the end of the day. So yeah,
Yeah, brilliant. And the thing is that, and for those people that may have not come across Sara on Instagram, I think she's downplaying what her Instagram profile looks like, because it's a lot of really fun things, all sorts of things, different things. You got little polls going, and I really do think people should really, really check it out. It's a good example, I think, for a good What is your handle on Instagram as well, so people know?
Dr._Sara Baraka.
I would advise everyone to check it out. Really, really good stuff. What are some little practical things that you could tell people about actually getting people to follow you, people that are actually interested in what you're doing? Like, is there little practical things that you actually do to get more of a following and that sort of thing?
Posting, because I think posting is like the number one thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, if you want, obviously, if your aim is to kind of get followers and things like that, posting, regularly, and having like a, a certain kind of, that's why when I went back to talking about having like a brainstorm as to what it is you're trying to kind of, what's your goal in terms of what it is you want to post. So posting frequently, mixing up as well in terms of what it is you're posting. So I think people really kind of, they liked it, different things as well, rather than just sticking to just posting a photo, trying to mix it up that way. I also get into contact with all my followers as well. So this is probably a bit OCD, but yeah, I reach out to everyone that follows me, and send them a thank you message, and yeah, just introduce myself and hope they like what they see. Not being worried, just go and do it, because if you don't do it now, you never will, I guess. And yeah, I really enjoy it, and I kind of almost see it as like a little hobby.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really good fun.
Exactly. And also, so when you created the Instagram page, obviously you had a goal, to be able to, reach more people, educate more people. And obviously at the end of the day, you wanted to get more patients, or
Yeah.
more people actually getting your products and that sort of thing. And have you actually seen that? Have you actually seen people come and inquire and actually then later on become a patient of yours on
Yeah.
your...
So I think that's one of the kind of, I guess one of the really, really good things is I've seen, obviously, a lot of clients inquire and obviously book themselves in for consultations. And throughout the whole of the lockdown, pretty much every one of my Sundays was booked up with consultations, which was really, really good, and really nice to kind of talk to so many different people from different backgrounds. And it's a really good way for me to keep sane, because obviously during the lockdown you obviously couldn't talk to anyone, so I really enjoyed that aspect of getting to know my clients, and it was almost like my little social. So yeah, Instagram's really helped in that respect. And I get quite a few inquiries, and they drop me a little message and ask about things, and it just kind of goes from there, really. So yeah, it's been great.
And what are some of your kind of like, what are some of your aspirations? Obviously you don't have to go into the integrate, you don't have to tell us the big secrets, but what are some of your aspirations, would you say, at the moment, like even just as a dentist? Where do you see yourself in, let's say, 10 years?
So I a lot of people obviously don't know this, because I don't put it on my Instagram page, but I am studying for a implantology diploma. So yeah, hopefully in the future, if the dreaded C word decides to bugger off, hopefully that'll kind of come back on track, because I had to defer my year, unfortunately, because of the dreaded C word. But hopefully once that gets back on track, and to complete my diploma and then start placing and restoring implants, hopefully. So yeah, I keep that kind of not so much private, but it's kind of something, it's like my baby, so I kind of keep that, because I think there's also an element to kind of don't necessarily post everything about your life on, you don't need to, at the end of the day, on Instagram. And I think if I started doing that along with the skincare stuff, it would just be a bit confusing. So yeah, I like to keep some things obviously separate to it, and yeah, and just focus on, I guess, one thing on Instagram.
Yeah, and obviously even just as we end this, just to appreciate you for the work that you do. You genuinely change people's lives. I always tend to think that dentists, and not all dentists as well, like I met a lot of amazing dentists who treat more than just people's the particular case they came with. You give people confidence, people's lives truly change more than you probably would ever realize once they leave your chair. So well done, and keep doing it. And just very finally, where can people find you? What's the easiest way for people to find you?
I guess Instagram is a good way to kind of get in touch, or drop by, have a look at the videos, and if there's any questions or queries or anything you want to ask, always happy to help. So my handle is Dr._Sara Baraka.
Brilliant. This has been amazing. Thank you very much, Sara.
You.
So thank you everyone for listening. It's been amazing. Please do remember, to follow Dr. Sara Baraka. She's absolutely amazing dentist. And also please remember to follow me as well on Marketing for Dentists. Thank you very much.